Hello and welcome to the second part of the Oracle of Seasons Annie Presents Speedrun tutorial. In the previous episode we finished the first dungeon, so now we will discuss the route up until dungeon 2. So after you finish the dungeon you get this Maku tree text telling you he had a vision, but where to go next, where you can find the second essence. In English you can read it, it's a helpful hint. But in Japanese you can't understand one thing unless you understand Japanese. So just mash through as fast as possible. Watch your movement here again. So when you enter the town, you get a random season as before. And in this case there's a different route in case you get winter. You don't necessarily reset, but I want to show winter again because it doesn't really work. Like this, when you have winter you have these snow heaps, like that. And again you move towards the Maku tree. But instead of going actually above, you can't go anymore because the snow heap is there, so you go down here. And if you actually get winter during this passage, you want to go down here, screen, and go back up in order to visit this ember tree. The trees in this game, they act as bar points later in the game, so you want to unlock them whenever you can, whenever you are nearby. And in this case, you want to unlock it right now if it's winter, or at a later passage if it's not winter. So you can still take the fast path up here. So here's the Maku tree for reference. You come down here, usually from this corner if it's not winter, and you have to burn this tree. But if you get too close, you will start a cutscene with the sleeping guitar guy. But if your timing is good enough, which is about this grass sprite, when you're at the end of this grass sprite, you want to drop your seed, your ember seed, and burn the tree before the cutscene starts. Now I'll try to do it like that. Usually when the fire is half on the tree, it should burn. And this is a little cutscene where you have to spam some text. Then you burn it. Maybe you get a drop or not, that depends. And then you can move on. You move up here. Those rocks should not be in your way, almost never. These positions are RNG again. If they are not in your way, you want to move up here and get to the top of the screen. Otherwise, you just take the path without the grass a little bit lower. And here you meet Rosa, the Subrosian. Rosa is a pretty peculiar girl. She wants to make sure no one sees her go back home. So you have to play a little bit of hide and seek with her. You want to make sure you don't get spotted. Also, if you're short on rupees, if you don't have 10 rupees yet, you can burn this tree, you can slash this piece of leaf, piece of grass. Sometimes they drop rupees or other items, but it's generally pretty helpful. Doesn't hurt to try. Again, there are 3 screens in total. You want to avoid being spotted on all of them. In general, this spot up here in the top right is a safe spot. When she goes down there, she's almost done, so you can move out of the way. And there are only 2 different patterns on every screen, so once you get a little bit used to them, you know where you can stand, and it shouldn't be too hard to avoid her. And this has a nice safe spot. You can just stand on the tree stump and you will not get spotted. Also, when she leaves, you have to make sure you don't walk in because she comes back. You can stand a little bit close, like over here, like I just did, and still not get spotted, so you can enter the next screen as fast as possible. Also, peculiar thing about this portal is not here if you come here before beating Dungeon 1. Even if you grab the ember seeds and leave, it's not there. Little nice information. So this portal brings you to Subrosia. Subrosia is like the underground world in Holodrum. And we want to go here because there's something really interesting in this world. Namely, at the start of the game, the Temple of Seasons got destroyed, got buried in the underground, and it happens to be right here. And when you first enter, the spirit of the season starts talking to you, so you want to get out of here, out of the text. Again, it can be really useful to close the text with a directional input. depending on your timing, of course. It also helps to not unnecessarily slash your sword or drop an Ember Seed in this case. So you have to make sure you stop mashing when you start doing your directional inputs in order to avoid having accidental slashes or accidental seed drops or any other item you may or may not want to lose. So on the way back, you can change your inventory to bombs if you want to do it here, if you want to do it earlier, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you don't accidentally drop a bomb. You generally want to do it before entering this cave because it's gonna save you a little bit of frames if you do it right here, because then you can, once you enter, you can actually pick up the bomb right away and throw it. After you throw, you can move a little bit to the left or right in order to move faster past the button. It saves you a few frames, nothing special. Then you see the first Spirit of Winter. As you noticed before, we went first into the center building where we got this rod. And that is the Rod of Seasons, and the Rod of Seasons has the ability to change the seasons whenever it's blessed by a season spirit. So in this case, it got blessed with the Spirit of Winter, and that's the only one we can obtain here right now. After you get that, you save and quit. And mash start an A, which I wasn't doing, of course. So you come back to the start, which is a little bit faster than walking back, and you go out. Then you get a little cutscene with the Macro Tree. Just smash through it, and you can start moving back to Holodrum, the same way you came here. Again, watch out for this little grass patch if you want. You can also go the other way, left of the trees. Go back up, and back into the portal. Slash those bushes and go to the right of here. So in this transition, there's gonna be an inventory swap, because it's a nice transition, of course. And in general, it's in the general route, we equip the rod and unequip the bombs, which is pretty peculiar, of course, because you don't have your sword anymore. Here's a little cutscene. I'll talk about the absence of sword a little bit later. So you have this little talk with this guy. You get another option select. You want to select the first option in this case. But in the macro tree, you want to select the second option, so you wanted to mash B near the end of the text. And in this case, you want to mash A near the end of the text in order to get past. So now that you have the Rod of Seasons, you can actually jump on these tree stumps, like maybe you did that before already. And you can change the season to winter, which changes the water into ice, so you can walk over it, which is really convenient. So there's a pretty tough part coming up, especially for new players, and that's Moblin Road. So in the absence of a sword, you only have this rod, and the rod cannot actually damage them, but it can knock them back. And that's the same thing the sword does. You can knock them back into pits if you want to. So in general, you want to pass here as fast as possible without getting hit. If they're in the way, knock them away. Then you get another tree stump here, change it to winter, and then go up the stairs. And then you can conveniently jump into the chimney because this snow heap is here. This little girl, is waiting for Santa to come, and Santa came. So we're getting a present from the little girl, because that's what Christmas is all about, of course. So now that you have the shovel can dig up this snow heap. So when you come out, you can actually dig this one. If you're a little bit low on hearts, you can do a double dig, or low on rupees. Maybe you get an extra heart drop or extra rupees whenever you need them. So here comes the tough part. This is a pretty small passageway with 3 moblins with spawning random locations. So you want to get through here to the bottom left of the screen, knock them back whenever necessary. This screen, they can shoot you Watch out for that. New stomp. Turn it to winter. And go left and up. Right up here. And now you can pass here because you have the shovel. If you need hearts, you can dig a little bit extra. This is another screen transition where you want to use your inventory. You want to do this inventory before flashing the seeds of the mystery seed tree. Because once you have the mystery seeds, your seed says you will open a sub-menu, and that's a little bit slower in order to use your inventory. So once you grab that, you go up, left, and then you made it to the second dungeon of the game. Once you get over here, you slash this bush. It always contains an ember seed. Really convenient since you use the view in dungeon 1 and possibly along the way. So now we made it to dungeon 2, and this is the end of this part of the tutorial. Thanks for stopping by, and hope you watch the rest of the parts also.